Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my nails. They're looking a little crusty because I just removed my other set, and this one I accidentally ripped off. So I damaged my nail and I also cut my cuticle. But we're going to be doing some nice nails today. I've already done most of my nail prep because I just removed my other set and I tend to just do it straight after. There is a bit of gel left on my natural nail. I'm going to start off prepping my nails using the Nail Prep Dehydrator by Model 1s. This works really well to just dehydrate all the nails and get them ready for any sort of application, specifically gel. This can go on your skin, by the way. Usually when I do my nails, I go in with like some sort of primer, but I'm not going to be having these on for very long, and this tends to make it more difficult to remove the nails. It interferes with the soaking off process, so I'm not going to be using this today. But if you want your nails to last longer, put a thin layer of this on your nails and let it dry. I also have, excuse how messy and dusty this is, but this one from Model 1s, it works very, very well too, but I'm not going to be using that today. I'm going to go in with a base coat next. I think I'm going to use this one because it's my favorite. It's the Yogo Zombie Base Gel. It's a very thick consistency gel, but it works very well for adhering extensions and just keeping your nails on. I'm just going to apply a thin coat to the rest of my nails. I'm just going to cure that and repeat that on the other hand. Okay, this is the base coat all applied, looking crusty still. I need cuticle oil, but I can't put on cuticle oil until I'm done adhering the extensions. It's a very frustrating process, but I'm going to go in with the Gel X Natural Almond Long. I have the big one of this because almond is my favorite nail shape. Although these ones, as you guys can see, they're very long. Like, they're too long for me. Like, I like my nails like that. They're very, very cute. I've sized out and prepped my tips. I've done this off camera. If you want to see how I prepped them, you can go watch my last video. But they are all ready to go. To apply them, I'm going to use the Beetles nail glue. I just find that this works the best. Again, all my bottles for like this type of stuff are really crusty and dirty. I still got a decent amount left. I do have a brand new bottle, but I'm not going to crack that open yet. I'm going to use this one. And I have my little flash cure light here. I just charged it up because it ran out last time I was doing my nails, so yeah, it also comes with this stand that works very well for like positioning the flash cure light. It was off Amazon. I'll see if I can link it below if you guys are curious, but I really, really like this. It works very, very well. I'm gonna start off by applying my dominant hand's pinky. I find this just works the best to start with the dominant hand. You're just gonna take a small amount of the nail glue and you're just gonna paint it on the inside of the tip, a very, very thin layer. And then I take the brush like this and I just scrape a little bit on the inside. And then I reposition it in my hand, turn on my flash cure light, go at a 45-degree angle, and then cure. You want to put pressure towards the tip of your nail as you are holding it. Heat spike. Yeah, so this light is very, very powerful, but it works very, very well. And there you have a nail. Again, these are a little bit too long for me, but I think that they're really cute. Oh no, I got an air pocket in the center. That's very annoying, but I shall just leave it. So I'm just gonna go and apply the rest of the tips. Once I've applied all these 4 fingers, I like to go in and do the pinky to pointer on this hand, and I always do the thumbs last. I just think it works the best. So I'm just going to go and do the exact same thing on the other hand, and I will be back. Once I have all these applied, I like to do my dominant hand's thumb, and then do my non-dominant hand's thumb. So let's do that quickly. Okay, now that I have all the tips applied, you're going to want to do a full 60-second cure, or whatever the bottle says that you are using to glue on your tips says to cure. Mine is 60 seconds, so I'm going to do that off camera and be right back. They are all applied and cured now, and I like to top coat the bottom, on like the undersides of my nails, before I do any filing. And in order for that to stick, you're going to need to put a primer underneath, just like so, just a thin layer. This just helps the gel actually stick to the other side, so I'm just going to do that off camera, and I'll be back when we top coat. To top coat the undersides, I'm just going to use this really cheap Beetles top coat. You don't need anything fancy. This one definitely probably has glitter in it though. That's okay. All you're going to do is flip your nails over, and you're just going to put a very thin amount on the underside of your nail. Like that. And you're just going to do that to all of the nails. When you're doing this, you have to make sure that you are using a non-wipe top coat. Otherwise, dust is going to stick into the sticky layer. Dust will stick into the sticky layer of whatever gel you put underneath, so a non-wipe gel top coat is what you want to use. And when curing, you're going to want to cure your hand upside down for the recommended amount of time it says on the bottle of the polish. You do not have to use a fancy polish at all for this. I mean, if you have those and you can afford those, do that. But I just use the cheap stuff. Beetles works fine as long as you just know how to use gel polish and don't get on your skin. Don't let people scare you and say Beetles is bad for you, because all gel polish can be bad for you if you constantly are getting it on your skin. But I do recommend don't use like Shein or like Temu gel polishes if you're just learning, because those can definitely those have harmful chemicals. Like, they're cheap, like, you know, so use decent quality stuff. You don't have to get like Korean nail supplies straight off the bat. I really recommend Beetles, but yeah, I do like to splurge now on Korean nail supplies because I like to do my nails, and I've done them for like 8 or 9 years, but Beetles is just fine. The top coat is all applied. I am gonna take, oh my goodness. I love magnetic gels, but the magnets make me so annoyed because they stick to all my magnetic tools. Again, this is really old and it's crusty, but it works perfectly fine. I'm going to be trimming down these nails just a tiny bit. Like that much, even? Let me think. I'm gonna be making them almonds, so I'm trying to picture like... I think that should be good. I'm gonna trim them all down and make sure they're all even in length. Okay, these are all trimmed down now, and honestly, quite a cute shape just on their own, but I really want almond nails, so I'm gonna file these into an almond shape. When filing, you're gonna want to make sure you're wearing a mask to protect yourself. So I'm just gonna file these into an almond shape and I will be back. Okay, I finished shaping them and I really like the shape, but I need to blend in the cuticles a bit, so let me take this bit off. I'm going to be using this bit. This is like one of my favorite bits right now. It works really well if you ever get like right here, you can see I got some spillage of gel, so I'm all dusty. It's so annoying. But I'm going to use this bit and just go around my cuticle area. You're not going to want to use this bit like this. You're going to want to use it flush to the nail, and you're just going to go around. And it works really well. I also use the Melody Susie Jewel. Very dusty. Everything's dusty because I just removed my nails, but I'm going to use that. Next, I'm just going to take a little buffing block and I'm going to use the finer side, and I'm just going to buff the surface of these nails. Okay, after buffing, I went and washed my hands with soap and scrubbed all the nails with a little scrub brush. Something like this, a little scrub brush like this, and I just scrubbed them on top and underneath to get all the dust away. Now it is time to paint my nails, and I have no idea what I want to do. I think I'm going to do something a little more simple. I'm just not feeling anything crazy. I don't really have a lot of time to do my nails, so I'm going to go think something up and I'll be back. Okay, I've picked out two polishes. I used this yogurt nail polish in my last set, but I think if I combine it with this yellow one, syrup number 25, it's a syrup gel. Oh my gosh, it's a syrup gel. It's really, really cute. I think that could be really cute, like a glittery yellow. This is the swatch card. This is what the yellow one looks like. It's so cute. I was debating between like the off-white nude or this one, and even like the purple I was debating. But I think I go with the yellow. I don't know. Yellow's in right now. Everyone's doing yellow stuff, so I think I'm going to do that. Now I'm just debating if I want to do glitter first and then the yellow, but I think I should do the yellow first. I'm going to start by applying a thin coat of the yellow polish over my nail. I'm so shaky. Oh my gosh. I drink a lot of coffee and then it makes me super shaky, and then it's really annoying when I do my nails. But like, if I didn't drink the coffee, then I would be like super, super tired. And I wouldn't have energy to do anything, so it's a price I'm willing to pay. Okay, now that the first coat is applied, I'm just going to cure that quickly. Now I'm just going to go in and apply a second coat of this polish. As I was saying earlier, I drank a lot of coffee today because right after today's one of my days off of work, I just finished school for the year. I'm in university and I just finished the year. I finished my spring term classes and everything, and of course, that's when my car decides to start having problems. And so I had to bring my car to the shop today because the air valve on one of my tires isn't working. So I had to do that. Thankfully it only cost like 20 bucks, which was actually crazy. But then we found out that there's another issue with the same tire, which was not super fun. And so now I have to replace that. But thankfully I have a family member who's going to do that for me. And then I get home after doing that, and we have to change my oil. I thankfully didn't have to do it. My grandparent did that for me. Okay, I actually went and did 3 coats because I think I know what I want to do, but they're very, very cute. This thumb is like very uneven here. In person it's not noticeable, but for some reason in the camera it looks like super uneven, but I promise it's not. So this is the base color. It's the very cute little yellow. Okay, I've been gone for a while. I wiped off the sticky layer off my nails that you get when you cure it. I went and did my sister's nails, and I went and made supper. So now I'm just going to wipe off any dust or dirt that's on my nails so I can do this design. I finally figured out a design that I want to do. I'm going to be using these transparent sticky notes as like a nail palette. I'm only going to be using one color. It's this Beetles polish. I think I'm going to use this. I'm just going to test it. It might be a bit too dark, but I've never used it before, I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some like hibiscus looking flowers on my nails. So I'm going to need this crusty dusty dotting tool and a nice thin brush. These aren't my favorite brushes. They're like the very cheap generic ones, but I need like this very thin brush. So I'm going to use that, and I need something to make the gel bloom. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for that. I have this foundation gel, and yes, it is not empty. I have like 50 of those and most of them are empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a thin, even layer of this over the entire nail. Then I'm going to take my blue polish. I'm going to take a dotting tool. I'm going to dot. Like that. I do not like the placement of that at all. I'm going to fix that. Okay, I wiped that off. We're going to try again. I need a very thin layer of this gel. Okay, and then I'm just going to let that bloom for a second here. And then I'm just going to flash cure it off camera so that I don't cure any of my gel on my table. That is really cute. And I also want to take a bit of this gel on this brush. And I want to make some lines. I want to make some lines coming out of this, but I don't really know how. think I like it better without the lines. I think I want another flower here. Or I don't know, I think that's cute. I'm just gonna do a bunch of flowers on all the other nails. And yeah, I'm just gonna do like the same thing on all the other nails, every single nail, and I will be back. Okay, as you can see, my desk is a lot messier now. I'm down to the last nail, okay? And I just wanted to show you guys one more time how I'm doing this. So as you can see, the paint has kind of gone everywhere, like the polish, but in case you guys didn't know, base coat can be used as blooming gel. I don't think the thick ones can, or maybe they can, but I don't know. I use a really thin one. So what you do is you paint a thin layer with the base coat. You take your dotting tool and you quickly, I'm using my non-dominant hand and I'm filming, so this is difficult. Oh, I'm running out of polish. You just dot. That's not my best one, but I'm gonna leave it because I like them to be imperfect. As you can see, I'm waiting for it to bloom a bit, and then I'm taking it off camera and I'm flash curing the whole nail. And blooming gel, you can buy it, but like if you have like a really crappy thin base coat, you can just use that. Like I'm not gonna buy a whole nother gel that I already have one that does the exact same thing, so. Okay, and then once that's done flash curing, you could go in and cure after each layer, but I don't really feel like you need to because my flash cure light is pretty powerful, so I don't really like sticking my hand in the nail lamp 1,000 times, so this is what I do. And I'm like almost out of this polish here, so I'm gonna have to put a little bit more just for the last flower. And I'm gonna do this one more in this corner. Like so. Okay, I think that was out of focus, but I'm just gonna let that bloom for a second. And I'm gonna flash cure. I will say I do think that this base coat makes the polish bloom a lot faster than if you're using like a regular polish. And then once I'm done flash curing it, I cure it fully. And I wiped off the sticky layer off this hand, but like it's so cute. I can't wait to put the top coat on. Okay, I've come up with a plan. I will be using some rhinestone glue and my little tool from Temu to apply these. Now I'm having a really tough decision between pearls or caviar beads, but I've never used caviar beads before, so I'm gonna try those out first. I think I'm gonna try this second largest size first. But what I'm gonna do, now this might be quite difficult, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of this glue in the center of these flowers. Okay, so I have the glue in the center of the flowers. You know, I might use one smaller. I feel like those are too big. I'm just gonna pick up. Oh yes, this is what I want. I just want 3 little caviar beads in the center. I feel like that would be so cute. And then position them, and then flash cure. I think that that is a very nice touch. Now this I need to do quite close up to my face, so I will do this off camera and I will be back when I'm all done. All nails have the caviar beads on, so the last step is my favorite Yogo Zombie top coat. I'm almost out and I'm very sad about it, so what I'm gonna do is just top coat all these beautiful nails. Okay, and what I like to do is flip my hand upside down once I put on the top coat and just let the polish like settle, the top coat settle a bit and like create more of like an apex, or just like it makes it glossier. I just like doing that a lot. And then I'm gonna cure. Okay, and here is the finished set. These turned out so freaking cute, in my opinion. Really like them. I hope I keep them on for a while. I tend to take my nails off quite soon, but I will do some outside shots of these nails. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you learned something new about doing nails, and just that you guys relaxed a bit while watching me do my nails. See you guys in my next video. Bye!